There are two mountains in life that every person has to climb: the career mountain and the spiritual mountain. Most people start by climbing the career mountain to later find their life lacking any meaning or depth, and this turns them inward to seek meaning, or they become alcoholics or buy a cabriolet car. For a long time I've been struggling to find the balance between two worlds. A world of being online, of working on your career. Here you use technology, you conform to society's standards and you play the puppet game. And a world of being offline, living simply, crafting, painting, being authentic. You don't have to be a poor hippie or a soulless businessman. You can be both. You can be a poor, soulless businessman. You can be an entrepreneur who feels life deeply. There's a concept that solves this struggle. It's called the hybrid life. This is a life where career and spiritual growth go together, where nature and technology merge, where the old and the new come together, and where the two mountains in life become one. I've always been a fan of combining nature and technology. As you can see when you're looking at my logo, I'm a Jurassic Park fan, and this is also where high tech and primal forces meet. Just like the scene from the game Portal with all these failed science experiments and talking electronic potatoes and I don't know what. I've designed smart plant walls, merging nature and technology. I've been a sustainability consultant, working with biomimicry, again merging nature and technology. And I started living in a yurt. And you might think that this means that I'm walking barefoot all day or I'm eating from the land. And while this might be partially true, it doesn't mean I can't have any technology. Although this was what my girlfriend thought before I moved in, so we made a deal. I could bring Amazon Alexa, but only if I turned the language into Spanish, so we would have technology but with a little exotic twist. So I envision a life where I can live in a co-op house in the middle of nature but still meet my friends over an augmented reality dinner. Or you sit by the campfire with your Tesla Cybertruck and you're using your online business as a vehicle for spiritual growth, where you get to know your shadow side by using virtual reality to get a spatial representation of your internal family system. Or your AI assistant feels jealous because you're having a romantic camping trip in the wilderness. A world where your therapist is a cyber shaman and you are not wearing any face masks while you're on a entheogenic journey, but you're wearing virtual reality goggles. A world where we let go of dogma. A true renaissance, not just a digital renaissance or a let's go back to the roots renaissance, but a true merging of opposites. Because let's face it, internet, like any other tool like fire or a hammer, can be good or bad. It's up to us. Do you want to look at eggplants and peaches all day, or do you want to do more than just build a tower of used tissue boxes? We love the internet, but we love nature as well. We love working hard on our career, but we also know the importance of taking a step back and reflecting on life as a whole. I'm creating this vision because anything has a bigger chance of becoming reality if you know the direction. And it works even better when it's something that you want, when it's something optimistic. That's why it doesn't work to tell people not to eat meat anymore. You need to give people a better alternative, otherwise they are not going to change. Change costs energy, and that is what all these videos are all about. You don't have to lose your soul when starting a business, you can actually use it for spiritual growth. It's also why I do focus tutoring, combining this spiritual and practical, productive parts together. If you're interested, check the link in the description. Because in essence, learning to focus is the spiritual practice of controlling your own consciousness. So are you living or being lived? So how do you use your work, your business or your study as a vehicle for spiritual growth? I remember when I was starting YouTube, I thought that all my ideas were interesting. But boy was I wrong. Reality slapped me in the face with 0 views for a while, and this hurt, but it made me humble and also taught me a lesson about communication. Reality rewards those who understand it and punishes those who don't understand it. I was ignorant and still am, but just a little bit less every day. We can keep on healing ad infinitum forever, but it's also a great way to avoid doing the most important work. I believe that life is inherently spiritual and that even the boring, repetitive, mundane tasks that you don't like to do are there to evolve your soul. Your problems will keep on coming back to you until you acknowledge them and you work on them, instead of just using meditation as spiritual bypassing. So here's a list of problems that might come up when you're working on your own business or in your work, and they require you to look inwards as well as tackle them in the real world. Having a scarcity mindset. Maybe you grew up in a working class household and everything should just be as cheap as possible. And while there is truth to it, it can also block you from buying the good quality, high quality products and services. Find the balance. Being scared of calling people and stumbling over your words. But the only way of overcoming this is by doing it a lot and failing a lot. The belief that you are not worthy of good things coming towards you. Deep down inside, you might have to believe that you should always give yourself fully, and even when you do, it's not enough. This can hold you back in business because you don't allow yourself to relax, so it's important to celebrate small wins. Or the belief that you are not creative. Your mind goes blank when you need it the most and you feel like you never come up with the right answers. But there's plenty of creativity techniques, and it's all about allowing yourself to be silly, making weird connections and not judging. The belief that you need coffee or mate to survive. Okay, maybe that's actually true. The belief that work should be fun and passionate and joyful, or the belief that work is not supposed to be fun and it's always supposed to be a grind. Both of these beliefs can hold you back. Learning that what you want is also important. I also struggle with this. The belief that you are stupid, the belief that you know it all, the belief that you should never show your weakness, or the belief that you are weak. Or the worst of all, the belief that you should only do good stuff and that you have no bad parts. This is very dangerous. These can all hold you back in work and business, and they require inner exploration as well as outer action. And it will be difficult and it will hurt. An inner blockage is an outer blockage, and doing shadow work is the first of the 6 steps that I take when doing a focus tutoring session. I've been going to spiritual meetup groups now for a few years, every month, and a certain topic that kept coming back was, how do you integrate stuff? And this applies to therapy, spiritual experiences, that one time you made the rookie mistake of quadrupling your psychedelic dose, journaling, a good conversation with a friend, it can be anything. We feel full of enthusiasm and optimism, and the first few days our pattern sticks, but after a while we find ourselves coming back into our old patterns. So how do we integrate these insights? During one of these sessions, a Japanese woman shared her thoughts about the Western view of integration, and it really changed my mind. She told us that in the Western world we are used to buying something and then having it permanently. We think we can do something once and then keep it forever. As if behavior change is some kind of Telcel Turbo Hurricane blender that you buy one and you get 5 extra for free. And it's not like that. In many cultures, people devote their whole life to one practice. They understand that there's no quick permanent fix, but there are many things that require constant effort, and we don't want to hear that. We live in a quick fix society. I don't think most of our healing happens by turning inward. It happens by doing stuff. Yes, you can turn inward to learn what is blocking you, but to overcome it, you need to face the blockage in real life. That's how you're going to get the visceral experience, and that's also why psychedelics can be useful for certain treatments, because the people believe that what's happening is actually real. So you're getting this visceral experience by going through 4 steps. Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence and unconscious competence. Like driving a car. The first time you sit next to your parents and you're not even aware of the fact that you cannot drive a car. When you practice your driving license for the first time, you get into the car and you become conscious of how incompetent you are in driving a car. This is all system 2 thinking. It takes a lot of effort and mental energy, but slowly you become aware of what you're capable of. You start to notice that pushing the clutch and shifting the gears takes effort, but you can do it. After hours of repetition, you don't even have to think about it anymore. You can even have a chat with your friends about simulation theory while effortlessly shifting the gears. You just became unconsciously competent, and driving a car is now in your system 1 thinking. If building a website and writing content is in your system 2 thinking, then I have good news for you, because it's in my system 1 thinking. If you need a website, go and click the link in the description. Thank you for watching, subscribe and don't forget to eat your broccoli.